morning. Today is July 6th, 2026. Independence Weekend is coming to a close. Been camping up at I was camping at Paseco Pally Road from June 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 30th through the 3rd, and I came up to Moose River Plains on June 3rd, and then I've been camping here since then to the 6th. Today I got to take down camp and head home. Moose River Plains is still very much the way it's always been. Um, I was actually it's the first time I've been up here. I think since 2019. I was looking back. I was up here that September. I want to believe that was that year that it was like. No, actually, maybe it was 2017. Maybe it was 2019. I came up here for Independence Day too. I have to look back on my blog and see. But it's good to be back here. It's still been a long time. I mean, it's been more than half a decade since I last was up here. I never really liked coming up here too much in recent years because just so much driving back and forth from campsite to campsite, and it's so remote. And the campsites I mean, some of the campsites are really spread out. Some of them aren't. This is 80 Kenwalls, the Kenwalls site the path back to the river about a quarter mile away, which I walked down and I waded in the river on Independence Day and then did a bunch of hiking. I brought my mountain bike up here and rode out to Squaw Lake, over downshifted it, and I snapped the derailleur. The derailleur had been bent for a while. It was not shifting great, and the limit screws were frozen up. So guess what I'll be ordering today when I get back home? A new derailleur for my bike. It sucks, but whatever. It's the first camping trip for the new rig. I know everyone has opinions. Oh, you should do things differently. Everyone's like, "Oh, buy a half ton. You don't need a 3/4 ton or a 1 ton." But I wanted an HD truck just for the better suspension, the heavier suspension. I could run 33s, which it comes out of the factory, or 35s without putting a lift kit on it. And it has much better ground clearance than a standard half ton would have. Other than that, it's pretty much the same cap I had on my old truck. Obviously it's a different cap, but it's spec'd out basically the same, and the inside's the same. Um, the dual batteries are tucked in the back there in the bed, while the power electronics are up in the front. Not only did my bike break, though I had an issue with the electrics. I accidentally put the voltage control meter into the voltage control system that controls the relay between the starting and rear batteries in some kind of mode that I couldn't figure out. So, well, I'm going to have to take that apart, or get the manual for that and look at it. I just ended up pulling the wires out of it, and when I wanted to charge the starting battery or from the solar, or when I wanted the or from the alternator to charge the accessory battery, I just tied the wires together. Got a little shock every time it happened, but whatever. It was very hot and buggy when I first got here on July 3rd. I was in a really cranky mood because not only did I mess up the voltage control thing by pushing buttons on it, I got stuck in a terrible traffic jam coming up here. New York 28 actually buckled from the heat. It was really ungodly hot on Friday the 3rd. So the road buckled, so they had emergency closure and then alternating traffic, and I got stuck on New York 28 for over an hour trying to get into Old Forge because the road was backed up for probably 3, maybe 4 miles of traffic, just bumper to bumper. Then I get to Old Forge, and I get to Di Faiono's supermarket, and it's actually a complete zoo there. Old Forge, just not wall of traffic everywhere. It was a disaster. And of course, all I wanted to do is get to Moose River Plains and get a campsite because I feared there wouldn't be a lot of campsites open, but there were quite a few. When I got here, it was so hot and buggy. I mean, the deer flies were crazy. I actually didn't want to camp in a open sandy site like this when I was at Paseco Pally. I stayed away from Pally Place because I was afraid it would be really buggy. But I also wanted the campsite up here where I could have the lots of sun for the solar, and this was partially shaded. So I said, "Yeah, whatever." I got the bug screen up. Although it was buggy the first day, even in the bug screen, because the bugs got in it when I was setting it up. I kept swatting at the deer fly. I mean, there were hundreds of deer fly. Independence Day wasn't quite so bad with deer fly because it was cloudy and it was still warm. Um, And then Sunday was absolutely beautiful. I actually went up and hiked up Mitchell's Pond Mountain. Very brushy up top there. A lot of, sometimes a little bit hard hiking. I did find at least one of the overlooks from the ledge. I think there's other overlooks I don't know about where they are. I gotta do some more research on the internet or reach out to Matt Beal, the expert at all things Moose River Plains, so I can plan a trip up there. Swim in the Moose River every night for, not swim, but, cooled out. I floated on the tube for a bit. Went for paddle and hell diver last night. And, I mean, today it looks like Cedar River Limekiln Road is still closed. Heading over to the Cedar River flow, so I won't be going there, but I will go to, I think I'm going to go up around and stop at Lake Durant and maybe paddle that for a bit. And also, I want to check out Sagamore. Obviously, it depends when it's going to rain. So I can't believe it's been 16 years I've been coming up here regularly. I was the first getting into Moose River Plains in 2010, so that was 16 years ago. And that's a long time because, I mean, I know somebody I was looking at who was 66 in 2010, and I saw his picture of him at 78. He's so much older. Of course, same thing with me, I guess. But yeah, so it was a pretty good first trip. I mean, this Super Duty is pretty good. I mean, the gas mileage could be better, although I've been doing a lot of rough roads and going slow between Psico-Pali and Moose River. And I mean, if it's good to be the first initial trip, things went pretty good. Figure enjoy these trips while I can, because at some point I'm going to buy a house and a homestead and land and stuff, and I won't have so much time to travel and just do fun stuff. But been putting that off for now. I still have that moldy, nasty apartment I've had for 18 years now. I could totally afford a house. I mean, I looked at houses years back, but I don't really want the commute and have to drive back and forth to work every day, and I don't know. And you have to be fixing the house and dealing with repairs and feeding livestock, goats and hogs and shit. Although I do like bacon, but someday. I mean, I still want to build an off-grid cabin, but for now, I like being up in the woods. I like having my fires. I mean, it's been 6 months since I last had a real fire up in the woods. I had a big fire on June 30th. Had a lot of shit to burn. But that's all now just carbon dioxide. And it was funny. Forest ranger, one of the assistant forest rangers came by and said, you can take your trash up to the Limekiln or the inlet transfer station. Like, I almost wanted to giggle at him, but I'll take the unburnt cans and shit back home. But the rest of that crap, well, yeah, someday I'll have land enough fires and just burn all that shit. But yeah, it was great being up here. I can't believe how time goes by. It was pretty good adventure. The new rig works pretty good. I just gotta get the electrical gremlins worked out. I gotta figure out why sometimes the lights come on, and I gotta get a new derailleur for the bike. I knew it was gonna happen at some point. It was gonna hit the spokes, and just because I couldn't adjust it below a certain point because the limit screw was frozen and the derailleur was bent and it was not shifting great because of the bend. And I tried bending it back straight a couple of times, but it wasn't a big deal. I was nice thing Squaw Lake's a lot higher than where I'm camping, so I could mostly coast the bike back downhill and roll because I was, 8-9 miles away from camp, and it was 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night. But I did make it home or back to camp by dusk, and even had time to go for a quick swim on that third. And yeah, I mean, the first day, as I said, was pretty hot and pretty miserable. I was not happy. I broke my bike and had issues with the electrical stuff. But I'm figuring it out, and there's a lot more adventures ahead. This is just the first one for Old Smoky here at the Super Duty. I do plan to do a lot more with this truck. I mean, at some point we'll buy a house and I won't be traveling as much. I've been saying that for 2 years now. I mean, certainly have the money. I could certainly do that. And people think, oh, you're stupid for renting, but I do what I do. I mean, I kind of like my dirty, nasty apartment, but I do want to someday have land. But I'm not sure if I want to be in New York because I don't like the burn ban and the gun control restrictions and stuff. But I just want to have enough land where I can have fires and burn all kinds of shit, and no one's gonna give a rat's ass, and own whatever guns I want to own and all that fun shit. But right now I'm still in New York. It's where I make my money. You know, I oversee the data services department for the assembly, and we do good work developing data sources for targeting mail and all kinds of communication stuff. And have a great team, and I mean, I like my work, and I make really good money. I was thinking, I mean, since in the 6 years since I've last was up here, I make actually twice as much as I used to. So I can bitch about how much gas the Super Duty uses, and I mean, it's going to be not as I can say, oh, it's not that it's really about the same fuel economy as the lifted Silverado, but I mean it is also a 6.8 engine versus a 5.3 engine. It doesn't have any of the fuel economy stuff because I didn't want that because I wanted something that was super reliable. It doesn't have the Godzilla. It has Ford's smaller version of the Godzilla with a shorter stroke, but it has pretty much the same components as the Godzilla. But it gets a little better gas mileage. Unfortunately, Ford discontinued the engine this year, but I mean, got a good price for this truck, so I'm pretty happy with it. And it is a nice Super Duty. It's bigger than the other truck in some ways. It's about the same height, but it's obviously a 1 ton truck being an F350 versus 1500 Silverado. Well, this video has been going on for more than 11 minutes, but it's been a long time since I've been out camping, and a long time since I've had these adventures. I'll try to get this posted to YouTube fairly soon. Because I do need to get into the office this afternoon to launch a call for one of the members. Okay, well, have a great day, everyone.